Vasistha continued. Victory over this goblin known as mind is gained when, with the aid of one's own self-effort, one attains self-knowledge and abandons the craving for what the mind desires as pleasure. This can easily be achieved without any effort at all, even as a child's attention can be easily diverted by the cultivation of the proper attitude. Woe unto him who is unable to give up cravings, for this is the sole means to one's ultimate good. By intense self-effort, it is possible to gain victory over the mind, and then without the least effort, the individualized consciousness is absorbed in the infinite consciousness when its individuality is broken through. This is easy and is easily accomplished. They who are unable to do this are indeed vultures in human form. So victory over the goblin mind is done by self-effort, self-knowledge, and abandoning craving. Abandoning craving, yeah, this seems like a nice idea, isn't it? We don't want any craving, thank you very much. Craving is what's going on at any moment. When the attention is not settled in itself, it's out there looking for something to get lost in, something to focus on. It's looking for some sort of satisfaction out there. The attention doesn't want to rest in itself. Its whole conditioning has been to engage with out there, find satisfaction out there, find pleasure out there. That's the craving that has to be given up. The idea that we're going to find some kind of fulfilment out there. Something that's going to provide ultimate satisfaction. And how can there be any ultimate satisfaction? There's going to be sickness, there's death, there's strife. These things aren't going to go away. And yet we persist in looking for some kind of ultimate satisfaction, either through wealth, sexual conquests, romantic involvements, all the rest of it, as if these will lead to some kind of ultimate satisfaction. That's what the attention is always looking for. It's like an addict looking for the ultimate fix. One more fix will do it. One more fix will provide that satisfaction. This is craving. This is what most of us are involved with. And what it does is it saps our sense of being. It saps our identity with this infinite potential. So that's why it says here, and it also says here, this can easily be achieved without any effort at all. Even as a child's attention can be easily diverted, all you have to do is look at where the attention is at and bring it back. Bring it right back to here. Bring it right back to here. And then you can contemplate perhaps what is here, or just be open to it. And that's the proper attitude, realizing that there's really only one sensible direction for the attention to go, and that's the opposite direction to the one that it's habitually going in. So it says here, this is the sole means to one's ultimate good. You're not going to get ultimate good by letting the attention chase wherever it wants to, willy-nilly, allowing the attention to be hijacked willy-nilly. There's no ultimate good in that. It might be a fun ride, but it's going to end in tears. Or at least you're not going to get your full return on this life. So it says by intense self-effort it's possible to gain victory over the mind. So we're told that it takes no effort at all, and then it's intense effort. Well, it takes no effort at all to divert the attention, to bring the attention back. But the trick is to keep doing that. That's where the effort comes in. That's spiritual practice. It's been able to sustain that effort through all our different moods, through all our different activities, through all moments of the day. That's where the effort comes in. This is spirituality. This is spiritual practice. That's the intense self-effort by which it's possible to gain victory over a mind. And individuality isn't broken through, it simply becomes irrelevant. You realise that your so-called individuality was only a notion. Your individuality is summed up in the sense of you being a separate personality. It's just that your personality is a belief, it's a constructed notion, and it becomes irrelevant, really. This is easy and is easily accomplished. They who are unable to do this are indeed vultures in human form. Again, this sounds like one of these rather judgmental metaphors, but I think the idea is, well, this is your option. Realise your identity with the infinite consciousness, or be like a vulture, or be as a vulture. What is a vulture? A vulture is something that follows death rather than follows life. It's attracted to what is dying rather than to what is living, and which is exactly what our attention is doing. It's our attention is attracted to notions, to ideas about things, to things which have got no underlying validity. So that's the option, to indeed be a vulture in apparent human form. There is no other path to one's salvation except control over one's mind, which means the attention here, which means resolute effort to abandon cravings in the mind. In other words, to not go along with where the attention is being to not go along to where the attention is being hijacked. Make a firm resolve to kill the mind, as it were, which is achieved without the least doubt, which is easily achieved without the least doubt. So the resolve here is to kill the attention, or to kill the impulse which distracts the attention. If one has not abandoned the cravings of the mind, then all the instructions of a preceptor, study of scriptures, recitation of mantras and so on, are as valuable as straw. In other words, all spiritual practice is invalid if you haven't gotten behind your cravings.